Hey there, and welcome back to Am I the Asshole? Magic the Gathering edition. Today we have another... I almost said asshole. But today we have another community submission. Am I the asshole for not communicating clearly enough that there was one infinite combo in my mono blue Millennium calendar deck? So, the other night I was playing Commander with a group that meets once or twice a week for games. Our first game was a 3-pot, but our story begins with our second game, when our fourth arrived, setting the scene. I am playing mono blue calendar. Commander is Osgood, Operation Double. Player 2 is running Hackbull, Merfolk Tribal. Player 3 is running Friette of the Charmed Apple. And player 4 is running Andrag, the Quake Mole. At the beginning of the game, while we are shuffling up, player 2 explains that they want to buff our creatures and force us to fight one another. Player 3 explains they want to drown us all in value from Hawkball. Player 4 explains they will be clearing boards with their commander to win with commander damage. And I explain that my deck only wants to find Millennium Calendar and speed up its progress. Player 2 laughs and asks if I still have Isochron Scepter and Dramatic Reversal in the deck. And I say, of course. But sadly, I don't have any way to tutor out the reversal, so it's all up to the heart of the cards if I can go infinite or not. The game goes smoothly for the most part. I spend my first few turns gathering artifacts and draw value. Players 2 and 3 make healthy board states, and player 4 starts to run away with the game, ramping quickly into their commander and handing out large amounts of commander damage. I'm able to get my calendar out thanks to Trinket Mage, and am holding Dramatic Reversal in hand. Player 4 knocks out player 2 with his Mighty Mole, and passes saying that he can probably take the win on his turn. I start my turn, putting 10 counters onto calendar before I pull Fabricate off of the top. I use it to tutor Isochron Scepter into my hand, cast it, and exile Dramatic Reversal from my hand under it. I announce that I have the win, and proceed to show that I can tap and untap a couple mana rocks and calendar until it hits 1000 and win the game. Player 4 got really upset, saying that I had not made it clear that my deck could go infinite like that, and he would have targeted me down had he known. But I explained at the top of the game that I was running what I was running, and that I did have one infinite combo. That player ended up targeting me down for the next 2 games, both times I played a different deck, which I thought was kind of rough, but I played each one out, so please tell me, am I the asshole? This one feels kind of cut and dry to me personally, because they did clearly state what they said it was another character. The other player straight up asked if he still had Isochron Scepter in his deck, and that should have been a clue at the very least. And then he said that it's all up to the heart of the cards if he can go infinite or not. So I feel like he was upfront and honest. Yeah. I don't think that you have to completely explain your infinite combo in your Rule 0 conversation. That's weird. If you get asked about it, yeah, sure, why not? But like, you presented the cards in the combo. You said, hey, this is how I win. That's enough for a Rule 0 conversation, in my opinion. So I don't think he's the asshole for this one. I think that the other player is the asshole for having a shitty... he had like a really bad reaction. He was being salty, for one, that he lost. And just because he wasn't paying proper attention to that Rule 0 conversation does not mean that the player playing the infinite is the problem, in my opinion. Right, Doc. Like, you can't sit there and explain every single combo in your combo deck. That's kind of insane. But then to switch decks and be targeted for 2 straight games for revenge? Right. Like, it's not a stupid question to ask what a card does and to ask how something works when you don't know. Because otherwise people are going to assume that you know, especially something like Isochron Scepter that is a very well-known infinite. I definitely would have to have somebody explain that to me, because while I am aware that that's a pretty powerful infinite combo, I'm not aware how it works. It's just, it's kind of weird to me yeah. And people's like revulsion against infinite combos is also weird to me, because like, it's a legitimate win con. And a game has to end at some point. They're on turn... God, other players were already winning. Other players were already knocked out of the game. They were pretty late in the game at this point. So I don't see the problem. No, it doesn't sound like a turn 4 win. Because player 4 knocked out player 2 with his Mighty Mole and passed saying that he probably can win on his turn. That's the real reason he's salty. He doesn't give a shit about the infinite combo. he's salty because he was about to win and then the win was taken from him by an infinite combo. That's why he's salty. I think that combos are a necessary evil of the game. Can they end a game pretty fast? Yeah, they can. But like, I think they're needed for sure. Right, Skyblade. And I think that being honest about your combos in your deck and the rules of conversation is really important. And it's like, I know that I have a hard time remembering to ask the appropriate questions and to make those connections. I know my brain like literally sucks. So like, I get it, but like also, I don't get it. I would never be salty towards someone else that I didn't understand something. That is bonkers and that is insane behavior. Deck, which had 2 win cons. One was Aetherflux Reservoir and the other was Replicating Ring and Mechanized Production. People at Mailagist are very upset. Aetherflux Reservoir is a really hard win to get off too. So like, why are they mad? It's hard to win with that one. You have to work for it. I love that. I love when you play an Uno reverse. Like those Uno reverse endings are so fun. So fun. I love it. You only need 150 life to burn, yeah. That's a lot. No, I don't believe they stated anything about the bracket. So with the way they're talking, I'm assuming they're playing bracket 4. They're talking very bracket 4-like. It was still kind of earlier in the game. It wasn't like before turn 5, but it was definitely before turn 10. So I think bracket 4 would be a good assumption here. I mean, you can have late game 2-card infinites in 3. No, I don't think this would be bracket 5. No, bracket 5 is CEDH, and CEDH, I don't think anybody playing CEDH would give 2 flying about an infinite combo. People playing CEDH don't give a I love people that play CEDH. They're so chill. They are the least salty EDH players. I bet. Every CEDH player I've come across, though, are really chill people. Oh, yeah, I suppose he didn't have, like, his deck set up to only get to that win con, so they could be doing bracket 3. That's a good point, Bat. That's a good point. If they're not running a bunch of tutors, the lesson once again is talk honestly during Rule 0 conversations and don't call people slurs. How many times do I have to say this to people? Don't call people slurs. It's not that hard. Why is this a problem? Okay, cool, thanks. Bye. At the end of the day, I think we can reach the end of the Am I the Asshole? I think that the OP is not the asshole here. I think that they had a sufficient Rule 0 conversation. I think player 4 needs to learn how to ask questions when they don't understand what somebody's saying and what they mean by something. Because if you don't understand, that is not the other person's problem. If you didn't understand what they were trying to say, you need to ask questions. Thank you so much, everybody, for watching this Am I the Asshole? If you have any good stories, please check out the submission link down below and make sure to comment, like, and subscribe because that would really help my YouTube out. I love you guys. Bye! Oh, and again, you guys, if you would like to play Magic with me or with my friends, and my lovely friends in the comment section, please check out my Discord. And I would also love it if you would check out my other social medias because I do post quite a lot on everything else. Okay, cool. Thanks. Bye.